Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I am Gad, your host. A viewer with a twin flame situation feels that the twin flame might be evil and they want to ask the archangels. So we're going to do some angel card readings. We're going to get some angel answers. Alright, so the first question is my twin flame a superhero, villain, or a minion? And we're going to get their answers. I'll be back with their answers. Two cards pulled. First card is my twin flame a superhero, villain, or minion? It says Jeremiah, Scorpio. Life review. Take inventory of your life to resolve or change or heal anything that is unbalanced. What Jeremiah is saying to you is in a twin flame thing, and this is what really can be painful because we may have been through things in our own life, and we really not in a position to really help somebody else. But when you're in a twin flame union, like you're supposed to help them. So it's kind of like they, because I went through it, but like I said, I didn't know this person was my twin, but they're kind of like trying to cling on to you or whatever the case might be, and you're trying to do your own thing, and you feel like it's not your problem, but universally speaking, it is your problem. And the difficult part is, even if you do turn your attention to your twin and try to help, they may reject the help, and it's a lot of setbacks. So what he's saying to you is take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. So my policy is all you can do is all you can do. And after that you can move on and you trust in the universe. I think people become too obsessed with it, and I think they don't realize that the more obsessed you become with it, the further you push that whole situation away. It's when you start to get on with your own life that things start to resolve itself. But when you got family around you and people pressuring you, it's gonna be tough. But what Jeremiah is saying is that it is gonna be darkness and light. One twin is gonna be a little bit more mature. One twin is gonna be a little bit more immature. One twin is gonna represent light a little bit better. One twin is gonna represent darkness a little better. And it's only through working with your twin, arguing with your twin, separating with your twin, restoration with your twin, that there's going to be any real balance. So that's why even that word balance is kind of like it's like a fake Christmas tree, because it's not really going to be balanced, because you got two different people at two different levels. They could be at two different age differences, two different ethnic groups and stuff, and somehow you're supposed to work a miracle to actually balance out with this person, and it's not going to be easy. So you got to keep that in mind. That's why I tell anybody that's involved with a twin flame situation, first and foremost, make sure it's your twin. You should know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is your twin. Otherwise, you're going to have invested all that time with a situation. It's not even your twin. And then second, if you realize it is what it is, it is what it is. To keep it 100, it was a person that really supported me a lot, unbelievably out here. And it's kind of like the curse are really helping sometimes, because people go further. It's kind of like when you're a psychologist and you have a patient, you're trying to help them, but then they go further than the professional side. And a dude like me, I've seen that a lot. And I'm not bragging or boasting, but you see it a lot. And it's just important that people respect each other's space. Um, and it began to look a lot like that other female that was stalking me. She stalked me for a real long time. The best as I know, she's still probably out here. She just doesn't dislike every video like she used to, but I'm pretty sure she's probably still out here. But it started off the same way. It started off with friendship online, and then she wanted it to go to something else. And it got creepy, then she's stalking, and then she won't leave, and then she's just stalking, disliking every video. Like really stalky, really crazy lady. So it began to feel, this situation began to feel a little bit like that. So So they get mad if I say anything positive about my twin. They get mad. But you shouldn't develop that kind of relationship with somebody online. You don't even know me other than what I do out here with videos. So you shouldn't get upset, because the bottom line is I'm going to stay committed to my twin because I'm committed to the universe. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than my twin. So when she's ready to talk or gets her little act together, then I'll be ready to talk to her. If she's never ready and mature, then good. I didn't really want it anyway. From day one, I didn't want it. So that's just keeping it 100. But nobody can come in the middle of that, and it kind of irritates me when people try to come in the middle of that, because you're trying to stop me from my universal obligation. This is what Jeremiah was talking about. You have a universal obligation to balance out with your twin, and it is what it is. And like I said, sometimes you just have to toughen up. That's the whole point. This twin flame situation is supposed to change you. So unfortunately, you might have to not duke it out physically, but you may have to duke it out with people that are pressuring you. Duke it out with your twin. If you're sitting there trying to be a typical female, just do what your family says and do what your twin says, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be miserable. And sometimes a woman has to toughen up. Like I did a video about my sister. She's been married for 13 years, but my sister ain't no punk. So she's not tapping out. She can go toe to toe with the best of them. She's not tapping out. So you got to toughen up sometimes. Just like if you really want that career, you really want that job, and you got to go into competition with other people, you're not going to tap out just because it got a little tough. You're going to toughen up, and you're going, I deserve this job. I'm going to do this job. This job is for me. I'm going to do so much for this company. This person's not as good as me. They don't have to. You be fighting for life to get that job. Because, if you get that job, you got a good reputation, a lot of money coming in, you can go on vacation, you're going all over the world. Oh, you're going to fight hard. But then when it's a relationship thing, it's like, well, whatever. I'll find somebody else. I guess it just didn't work out. So it's like growing up. And believe me, I understand. It's sad to be put in that situation. I was mad. I was very angry with God. I've been serving God for a long time, and I feel like I've been faithful. Other than being imperfect, but I've been faithful. And that's the only thing he could have really blessed me with, was a wonderful love, because that's the only thing I really wanted. And then he gave me that shit. You should have heard when I first started. I was angry. When this twin flame thing started, I was angry at God, angry at the twin, just angry at life in general, just angry. And then, like I said, through the years, calming down and understanding the whole twin flame, twin soul, and what helped me realize I can only do so much, and then you have to let it go. You let go and let God, because there's nothing else you can do. You can't make your twin change and all that, but you can do your part, and then they have to make a decision, or you can let it run over top of you. And like I said, where I'm from, you either sink or swim. You sink or swim. Especially in this country, because we get so much. We're so blessed, and still talking shit about the country or people. You're blessed to be in this country. You can start your own business. You can become your own business person. You could be a multi-millionaire in a small amount of time if you come up with a good thing. So it's really not a whole lot you can complain about if you really look at it, unless you want to look for stuff to complain about. But it's people starving every day. It's people going to bed, barely nothing to eat. It's people going to bed eating dirt just so that their stomach ain't hungry. So we just got to watch that attitude in the good old US of A, and readjust that thinking. So this whole twin flame situation will change you. Hopefully it'll change you for the better. It'll make you stronger, no matter whether it goes good or bad. But it is from the universe, and when you learn how to tap into the universe, you'll begin to have faith. But if you stay out in the third dimensional world, that's why you're upset, worried, and stuff like that, because you haven't learned how to tap into the universe yet. You have to learn how to rely on the universe and just like take the good with the bad. Just like when I do angel card readings, I have people that say, "Oh, I asked that question before, and the angel said this. I asked that question before this time, and they said something entirely different." That type of person is looking for a reason not to believe, and nobody's gonna sit there. Like I have people that contact me. They don't understand. I've been trained by the best. We don't have to prove nothing. We out here every day proving stuff. I don't have to prove to you why you should take my service and all that. What the fuck I look like to you? Does this look like a department store to you? Do I look like a dude in a department store? No. This is the truth. Either you want it or you don't. It's that simple. You want to go pay way more money and get nothing? You go ahead and do it. You want the truth? You come here. It's as simple as that. It's nothing really to debate about. That's why I let people know, wait a minute, time is money, money is time. We don't have time to sit here going back and forth. Either you want the service or you don't. I can't help you further than that, because you have hundreds of videos that show what's being done. So we have to give people like a reality check. So that's what he's doing to you. Jeremiah is giving you a life check. Jeremiah is saying to you, you take inventory of your life, resolve to change or heal anything that's unbalanced. And at the end of the day, it's not going to be easy, but maybe it's just time to toughen up. And if you feel like they're smothering you, then maybe you need to help them not smother you. But if not, you're always going to feel victimized, and you're always going to feel like, oh, this person's evil. But it's like if you're in school and the bully's always running up on you, taking it. Well, you're letting the bully take it. That's why you say the bully's evil, because you don't stand up to the bully. Once you start standing up to the bully, you find out he's probably more scared of you than you are of him, and he stops bullying you. So you got to stand up, and that's the sole answer. All right, it was the second card pulled for this question. All is well. Jeremiah again. All is well. Because you said, is my twin flame a superhero, villain, or a minion? Jeremiah again is saying, everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. So what he's trying to tell you is it's a universal progress. It's supposed to hurt you. It's supposed to pain you. It's supposed to say, oh, she's where you. I would go, why does she hate me so much? What did I ever do? I used to go off for. But it's part of the process. It's they call it the dark night of the soul. You're gonna be beat down. It's gonna beat you into some type of submission. But he's telling you all is well, and all is going according to plan. And the reason why he said well, because the woman at the well is Pluto, the divine womb. John chapter 4 verse 6 to 11 is about the woman at the well at the 6th hour. Well, that's your divine mother, the divine womb. That well is deep. It's the depth of the womb. Of Proverbs chapter 8, the depth that created everything. Oh, the depth of God's knowledge, the Bible says. It's talking about that wisdom, that divine womb that created everything. And in it, when David was in it, he said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. Because it was hard, and he had to go through evil, but God anointed him because of it. When God called Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, he took Paul into paradise. Paradise is that deep, dark womb. The same thing that was with Jesus at the 6th hour at the cross, because that's her number 6, or 666. That's your divine mother, wisdom, also called Sophia. And Paul had to be afflicted when he came in contact. So when you go through this dark night of the soul, this darkness, just like they said Jesus was crying out at the cross, you are going to cry out. You are going to be sad. You're going to think God hates you. Oh, Jesus said, oh God, oh my Father, Father, why have you forsaken me? My God, why have you forsaken me? Like, what the heck is going on? He didn't think this is the Son of God, and he's falling out in the Garden of Gethsemane, crying out, I have a Father, falling on his face. The most powerful person ever to walk on the earth, according to the scriptures. Most wisest man ever to walk on the earth. And even he's going through that deep, that darkness, that 8th house of the zodiac. Gat, or Gethsemane. Because that's where he was when he fell out. He was in the Garden of Gethsemane. Ironically, when Adam and Eve fell, they were in the garden. Paradise is what Paul is talking about. So paradise can be hell. Paradise can be hell. Paul said, I was in paradise and took me up and blah, blah, blah. 2 Corinthians chapter 12. So that's the real answer. Might not be the answer you want to hear, but that's the answer. It's a universal process. Anybody in a twin soul, twin flame, you will go through it. If you're not going through it, that's probably not your twin, which is why you probably ain't got no natal chart yet. You're just saying it's your twin because they make you feel good, everything's happy, and you don't want to push no buttons. But then you want to fake the funk and say, oh, this is my twin, and blah, blah, we were meant to be together. But y'all ain't never had no stress, ain't never had no separation, but you saying it's twin flame. But almost every twin flame I know went through some type of separation, some type of hell. There might be a few that didn't, but most of the ones I know do. That's part of the stages of twin flame, is separation and taking each other through hell. Next question she's asking is, does her twin have the right intention for her? I'll be back with their answers. 4 cards pulled. Does he have the right intention for her? First of the 4 cards. Chakra clearing. Metatron or Virgo. Metatron says, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. I'm just going to write this down. Chakra clearing. So it's all about health. Virgo is about health, but it's talking about universal, bringing yourself back in harmony with the universe. Because right now we're in third dimension. We're not in harmony with who we are or the universe. We're in harmony with this beastly system set up to lie to us and manipulate us and put us in this matrix. So Metatron is offering his services to get chakra clearing. And then Joe Fayol is the next one, Libra. She says go outdoors. Go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. And again, she's Libra, or the couple. Next one, Zechariah, which represents the Gemini or the twins. And he's saying teaching and learning. Keep an open mind and learn new ideas, then teach these ideas to others. And then, does he truly have the right intentions for me? Uriel says, you know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. So you've been blessed with intuition as well. And they're telling you to trust in your intuition. So it's kind of amazing because you asked about him and they looked at you. Every single angel card looked at you. And believe me, I know this is not easy. For anybody listening, I'm just trying to tell you the hardline facts of what a true twin flame relationship is. It's not designed it's not designed for love and all that. That might happen in the beginning to get your ass hooked. Like you might get love and passion in the beginning, but when that shit goes sour, oh man, you're gonna be devastated. That's like the worst feeling you could feel. And I knew it. That's why I never let her in. Like I didn't know what was up, but I've been on this planet. See, I done seen this shit my whole life, babe. And I don't mean to sound a certain way, but I don't learn. It's certain things you learn about being on this planet. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Certain things you learn. And you gotta be careful. Cause had I opened up or had I let her in and believed that stuff, oh, this is love, blah 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 blah. I may not have been able to function because I'm real loyal and shit. I wouldn't. That's why I would have rather, just like you hear me say to this day, I'd rather go to jail and shit because it's just like you just know certain things, like it's just common sense. But it don't mean people can't change or whatever. But it just means you got to take your own destiny. You can't just keep talking about what somebody else make you feel or this and that. That's a mistake a lot of people make, especially a lot of females. Y'all be wanting somebody to make you feel a certain way, but that's how you get hurt because you open up to this person and then they just destroy you. And twin flame, I've been in a lot of relationships. No relationship fucked me up as much as twin flame because it was like a supernatural attack. At the end of the day, you couldn't move without hearing that person's name or seeing that person. People that look just like that person on my street right now is a female, look just like my twin. And she'd be outside of the house on her phone, walking just like my twin used to walk, all crazy, zigzagging and shit. And if I'm in one room, she'll be outside on that side. If I go into the other room, then she'll walk forward and then she'll be on that side. That shit can really mess your mind up. And I took out the garbage one time. I didn't know she was out there, and then she came right over, like she came right over and shit. So that ain't even my twin. She just looked like my twin. So it be like that. It just can mess your mind up. So that's what you have to prepare for. You have to prepare for what you're really in, and that's what they're trying to tell you with all these cards. But you keep looking at him, you're making a big mistake. You need to be looking at yourself, what the universe expects of you, and get ready for progress. Because it's like you're in the ring and you ain't ready to fight yet. Because your twin might keep on throwing knockout blows, and anybody listening, them blows gonna keep coming until you learn what they're trying to teach you. And what they're trying to teach you is you gotta learn how to stand up and trust in the universe. You gotta make a decision that despite how horrible this might seem, you're gonna take this calling. Because that's why he just told you teaching and learning. You have a calling. That's why you're actually big. This is like an initiation. And they're trying to use that to get you to awaken to who you really are and why you're really here. Just like the last reading I did, the person's talking about career. But they're not going to let her have no career. She could try it if she want to, but I'll put money up. She's not going to have no career. They're going to keep knocking her down until she accepts what they got for her to do. So I look at Twin Flame as a wake-up call. I don't look at it like everybody want to look at it as a love story. It's more like a wake-up call because, and the more you grow up and do what they want you to do, the more that your Twin Flame situation won't be as painful. And it could become something, but it's going to be pain. So you want to ask your next question, is he jealous of me? So we're going to ask this question and see what they say. 3 cards pulled. You ask the question, is he jealous of you? First card, comfort. This is Azrael. Comfort. I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. So Azrael is basically saying they know where you're at emotionally, and he's here to help you with comfort. He represents Capricorn. Comfort. Again, you ask, is he jealous of you? Second card, Azrael again. So once again, this is Capricorn, and he says, counselor. You are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. So once again, he's telling you to focus on your calling. Is he jealous of me? Next one is Raphael. And he's saying, eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. So they're telling you to take care of yourself. Because again, that's all you can do. See, you talk about minion and wicked people. Like, my twin was wicked. Like, unbelievably wicked. Like, if she knew she was hurting you, like, she really was. She's gonna make that that nail go deeper. Like, that's just the type of person she was. And she wasn't always like that. She had a good side, her nice side too, but she also had a really demonic, crazy ass side. So best you could do is build yourself up. Because unfortunately, your twin might be the main one. Your twin, the way we see it, our twin should be the one that's got our back, but your twin may be the main one killing you, or cheating right in front of your face, or just doing anything to hurt your feelings. Okay, now this question was about a decision they made, which is confidential, so I'm not going to read that question, but I want to ask it and see what the angels say, and I'll be back. This question is about regret. 4 cards pulled. First card, relation. And this is This is Raguel. Relationship harmony. And he deals with Sagittarius. Relationship harmony. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. So they say they're doing the best they can to change the way things are. But again, you help out by finding out what your calling is with these archangels and following it. That's the best thing you can do for both for you. Is like what I do, I stay involved with this. That's the best thing I can do, because the more I heal, the more she's healing. Next card, gentleness. Sandalphon, who is Pisces. He's saying, be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. So you are responsible for what you let into your thinking and things like that. And this will consume you if you keep thinking about the past and keep thinking about this and worrying so much about what he doing and how he feel and is he evil. You're gonna consume yourself, and you'll be in a freaking nut house, or you'll just be another crazy person running around. I had a whole bunch of them, still of them, just running around. All of them needed to be in some type of counseling, and they all running around, messing up other people's lives. So you have to, that's a choice you're gonna have to make. You're gonna have to get yourself together, or you're gonna keep focusing on this whole situation and you're focusing it on the wrong way. It's a journey through the darkness. It's, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. My God, why did you forsake me? It's a journey you have to go through, and you have to toughen up and go through it. And that's the only real answer. You got to find out what your calling is, toughen up and go through it. And you got tons of angels helping you. Still got the presence of God helping you. But it's a journey, people that go through this. The real twin flame journey will be one of pain. It may be possibly the greatest pain you've ever been through in this particular life path. There's nothing like it on earth. Does he regret? Okay, so we got the next question. Now Raphael tells you to breathe. Once again, you see Raphael and Raguel working together. Those two always work together. And this is what he says. Breathe. Take several deep breaths. Exhale slowly to awaken your energy to release old patterns. So it's kind of like saying let it go, because there's nothing you can do about it. Like if I saw my twin, I would never try to bring up nothing from the past, because ain't nothing good coming out of it. If I saw my twin, if she gave the idea she wanted to talk, I would try talking to her. But if she still was acting crazy or would act, acting like she was used, like she didn't want to talk or whatever she's doing, I would just let her do whatever she's doing, because it ain't that serious to me. I got other things in my life, but so I would never. You understand? I would never. I hope to never. I might have made the mistakes in my earlier life, but I would never put nobody on no pedestal. Ain't nobody gonna stop me from smiling. I'm a victim of abuse. Some of the most brutal beatdowns you can put on a person. He never could stop my smile, ever. You gotta have some toughness to yourself. This is not the planet to come to if you think it's gonna be all about love and everything gonna go your way and stuff. You gotta toughen up, and sometimes you have to make your life, because you think, oh, I mean, this person will be happy. What? No, that person gonna have their own personality, their own agenda, and it could be somebody else. They may cheat on you. They may not treat you the way you would like to. So you never put yourself in that situation. You're asking about regret, and then again, Kyle comes up again, and he's telling you compassion. And Kyle is Gemini, which says, soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. So you can be hard on yourself, you can be hard on other people. So most of these cards are really telling you to let it go. Breathe it out, let it go, relax. Because all that worrying or upset is not going to change anything. And whatever you are, like somebody said in there, right? They said a lot of times we blame our twin, but we have to remember our twin is a reflection of us. So we say, oh, our twin don't want to talk. That's because you ain't talking. Oh, why is some person so mean? Because you're mean. Why is that person so cold? Because you're cold. That's why they're the twin. They're actually reflecting yourself. They amplify yourself. So the more you begin to change, the more they're gonna begin to change. It's just how it works. Your next question. We're gonna say what are his thoughts of me? I'll be back with that question. What are his thoughts of me or of you? See, I'll tell you why I do like twin flames though, because it makes people like see reality. A lot of people just want to be happy and smiling and think everything's supposed to be one big smile, but life is not always happy, nor is it always a big smile. Sometimes you have to go through some stuff, and sometimes you have to toughen up, and sometimes by you being tough, you actually help people that wouldn't have got help. Because I know I have hit people with reality checks real quick, because they came in thinking one way, and I hit them people totally. Wow, I can't believe you just said that. But then they changed. And if I hadn't done that, they wouldn't have changed. They would have still been in that little fake world they was in. So your plan, what you're asking you is, what is his thoughts concerning you? What is his thoughts about you? How does he feel about you? Basically, that's what you're asking. And this is their answer. 4 cards pulled. Beloved one. Now, this is the first card of romance that I've seen on this whole reading. It don't have nothing to do with me. Because people say, oh, it's you because you're... No, my tone is a reflection of what these angels are saying. They're not following me. I'm following them. Samuel is a Taurus. And you ask, basically, how does he think about you? Samuel says, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. So what Samuel's trying to tell you is, don't worry. Everything is going the way it's supposed to, just like a Jeremiah told you. But Samuel is guaranteeing you that he's helping you. So again, you have to trust in the angels. Because if you keep looking, you're not going to be happy. You're going to keep saying, this is wrong, that's wrong, and this is wrong, and he did this, and we did that, and blah, blah, blah. And you're going to keep talking about the past and talking about what he did on his Facebook. You're going to drive yourself freaking crazy. So they're kind of telling you to relax, let the angels in. And Samuel's giving you his guarantee that we're working on it. And you have to believe it. See, I don't question it. I'm cool with it. I was there through the whole process. I know how my twin could be. Hate you 1 minute, love you the next. Say you stalking her 1 minute, then she's stalking you like 2 days later. I know how she is. So that's what he's kind of telling you. He said, we got this. Called you beloved one. He's definitely helping you with your situation. So the answer will kind of be like, it really doesn't matter what your twin thinks, because he's got to go through the process just like you do. But the angels are guaranteeing that at some point in time there will be a union between the two souls. But right now it just appears like y'all in some form of separation. Definitely emotionally. Now, Michael says, you asked about your twin, and Michael says to you, be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. Why? Because if your twin hears about you talking to somebody else, it's only going to make him go further away. And he's only going to go further away. He's not going to trust you. And it's going to make the situation worse than it already is. So Michael is saying, whatever you choose to do, you have to focus on it with unwavering faith. You have to be clear about it and focus on it. So once again, he's telling you the same thing I told you. It comes a time in life where a person has to stand up. They can't keep saying, oh, I feel crowded, everybody making that under you. Then you have to stand up. You have to toughen up. And that's what he's trying to tell you to do. Stand up. I'm surprised Ariel ain't show up yet, because Ariel should have been done told you. But Michael is telling you to be clear. I'm going to read it again. Crystal clear intentions. Be clear about what you desire. Focus upon it with unwavering faith. So it can't be you got to know. You can't be talking about, oh, what's so and so doing? Oh, these people smothering me. Oh, because you keep taking everything and putting it on everybody else but yourself. So you got to start making goals what you gonna do, and then you got to trust the angels to help you. And that whole thing, like I said, my twin soul situation is in the hands of the universe and in the hands of the angels, and I'm not sweating it. I got other stuff to do. I stay busy. That's the last thing I want to. And I'm not sweating over nobody. We all human. Why would I care about another human? That's like idolatry. That's like putting somebody on a pedestal that they don't belong. There's only one God. So Michael is saying, crystal clear intention. He corresponds to every zodiac sign. Next card. Again, you were asking how does he feel about you? What is his thoughts about you? What is his thoughts concerning you? Next card. Raziel corresponds with Leo. Spiritual understanding. I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. So I think Metatron said he's going to show you sacred symbols and geometric shapes, I think he said. And then Raziel is showing you esoteric information and symbols. And Raziel is a rainbow. So if you happen to see a rainbow like red, yellow, green colors that come out of nowhere, that's Raziel. If you see green, that's Raphael. If you see like a green streak of light or something go flying by real fast, that's Raphael. If you just close your eyes and you see green, that's Raphael. If you see rainbow colors, that's Raziel. What is his plans towards you? How concerning you? Raguel comes up again. They tell you again. Divine order. Raguel, Sagittarius. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion, and that's third dimension, and see the underlying order. In other words, it's going exactly. So if somebody feels bad, or you feel like, oh, my twin really hurt me, and oh, I don't think we'll ever get back together, and they really hurt me. They got with somebody else. They're having kids with somebody else. How am I going to get with that twin? And they're with somebody else having somebody else's babies and blah, 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 blah. Then you're exactly where you should be in the twin flame journey. That's called separation and pain. That's just where it is. I didn't make it up. I just got used to it. Because ain't nothing you say or do going to change that fact. Until you learn how this is the way it is, let me get on with my life. And instead of me sitting here being on this negative tip, let me get on a positive tip and keep it moving. Then you're getting there. You're finally getting where you need to be. Because this will work itself out. That's why I love your experience, because your experience reminds me so much of mine, and I'll be cracking up. You said, is he emotionless? Don't worry. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you because I went through the same. I said, what is wrong with her? I'm like, why is she so freaking evil? Next question. Does he think of you as his enemy? And I'll be back with the answers. Does a twin think of her as his enemy? Clairaudience. That Kyle again. He's a Gemini or the twin. Notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind and from other people. So I don't know, when I see a card like that, because it's definitely a twin flame card, because it's a Gemini. He says clairaudience. So you got to ask yourself, does he do anything that shows some sign of concern for you? Because this card is saying a couple of things. But one thing you're talking about, notice the loving stuff. So you might just be looking at what you want to look at. So you got to ask yourself that. Like I said, the whole thing, you have to be honest with yourself. Anybody, like, you also have to have a measure of maturity yourself. You can't keep looking at another person and seeing all their faults, because you have to look at yourself. Because it might not be as bad as you're making it. It may be bad. I'm not saying it's not bad. Believe me, I've been there. I know it's bad. But it may not be as bad as you're making it. But that's kind of like he's saying. He's talking about know the loving. And if that's not what he means, then he's saying that you do have people around, whether the archangels are trying to transmit to you, but you're not receiving it because you're standing on a negative frequency. So you got to get out of that frequency and get up on a higher frequency so that you can hear the love from the archangels. Or, like I said, your twin may actually be doing things that you're just not picking up because you want to stay in a negative frequency. And maybe that's why he's in a negative frequency. You have to start with yourself. Anybody, but the difference between me is I always start with me first. Before I look at another person, I look at myself. How could I have done that differently? What could I have done differently? I don't just assume, oh, that person's wrong because of this and that. I say, what could I have done to make that differently? And I'll go over it in my head. And if I don't see anything I did wrong, then I handle it that way. But if I see anything I did wrong, I'll try to go back and try to correct that situation. I'll be doing a reading for somebody. Me and this woman, we had a hell. For some reason, it's like the universe will not let me and her connect back and forth. But she hung in there. I got a lot of respect for her because she hung in there and I hung in there. And we finally got through it. So you got to look at yourself again. Make sure you're not projecting the negativity that he's amplifying, because that's what happens in twin soul relationships. See, it's tough. It's like the universe spanks you. But after you get through that discipline, you look back, you say, wow, I'm different. I'm much stronger. Much stronger. Whereas when you went through it, you're like, wow, I can't believe, it's terrible. Why do I have to go through this and everybody's against me? Now, Raziel says, take back your power. Use your God-given power and intuition. Use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. So you got to stop sounding like you're powerless. Oh, they're smothering me. Oh, he's so evil. Oh, you got to stop doing it. He says, take back your power. He represents Leo. All right, so we're going to take out the part emotionless because we kind of already addressed that whole twin flame thing. But we're going to ask, what is her twin flame's problem? And we'll be back in a moment. Also, sometimes you're dealing with karma. Like, I'm not saying this is the case because you would have to get a karma reading. But some people, if you did things in a past life, sometimes that'll come back on you. Sometimes twin flame is karmic. deals with karmic stuff you did in the past life. Um, Sometimes it's just how you relate to your soul, your twin soul. But anyway, one card came because you were asking what is your twin's problem. One card came to answer that question. And it's Ariel. But she says your material wealth, your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. Aries. Because you asked about what is his problem, and Aries is Ariel is basically telling you to follow your intuition and be blessed. Follow your intuition and be blessed. So she's kind of agreeing with me. You're giving this person, you're giving this situation all your energy, everything, and like whatever goes on, even with because I told you about a video to walk in the spirit. Even when you learn how to do that, you start cutting off the darkness. But if you don't learn how to walk in the spirit, if you don't know how to grow with this intuition, or working with these archangels, like you say in that darkness. So now one card has addressed him yet. Almost every card that got pulled is addressing you. Because that's all you can do in Twin Soul. I can't stop my twin from being who she is or what she was. And I would have been a fool had I tried. And I also would have been a fool to jump into a relationship that I'm not on that level no more. I grew out of that. All that low level, third dimensional stuff, I'm not on that no more. My thinking, everything about me way higher than some third dimension. So to jump into a third dimensional relationship, she wouldn't have been happy and I wouldn't have been happy. So, number 8. I'm just looking at these questions. Because you're asking like 4 questions that are essentially the same question. Almost. Different words, but it's essentially the same question. What I'm going to do, I'm going to ask the question, is your twin good for you? And because you said your son, so I'm going to say your son. I'm not going to say your family, I'm going to say your son because you said your son. And I'll be back with that answer. We asked the question, is her son good for her and her twin? One card was drawn. Overcoming difficulties. This is Jeremiah. It says the worst is now behind you and you are surmounting any previous challenges. So you might say, well, what does that mean? Or blah, blah, blah. That doesn't really tell me anything. Yeah, it kind of does. Because you got to understand, Jeremiah has been talking to you since the beginning. So essentially, they're telling you Scorpio, because Jeremiah is Scorpio. This is the 8th house situation, twin flame. Everybody goes through it. But he's saying things will get better. And it's going to be a step by step. And like I said, that's why I keep saying you had to toughen up. Because you're dressing this as a victim. And you can't. This is supposed to be something that 2 people go through. And when you toughen up, you'll help him. So that's why if you notice, they're honestly starting not to even answer like one question. They'll answer like one card, and even for me to get that card, it's hard to get them to even comment because you're gonna have to learn this. You're in a process, so it's not about you sitting around saying, "Oh, this and that," and blah, blah. If you have a problem with spirits, you were given information on how to deal with that. That's gonna be a process too. I go through that process. If you have a problem, you have to realize that by you becoming stronger and getting rid of the victimization, he'll become stronger and he'll start to relate to you differently. Because right now you're almost like obsessed. Like if you're on his page, if he posts, what did he post? Why did he post that? Blah 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 blah. And you're not doing nothing but hurting her. You're hurting the whole situation. You're hurting everything, and you're kind of like switching it to like it's him. It's not him. It's you, because you're the one that has to be responsible. You have to be the responsible mother. You have to be the responsible person for your own life. And the only way you can do that is to toughen up. When you work with these archangels, like I did, they will take your pain away. Because I don't even remember. I remember the pain, but I don't feel the pain. But I was hurt. And plus I got heart trouble, so I was going through all kind of hell. And not only did I get hate from her, then her people were hating me. That used to be friends of mine. They were all hating me. And then my job that I worked so hard to have a good reputation for, they were looking at me like I was stupid. All because she was lying. But I still had to go through all that shit. And thank God I won. But the bottom line is it's hell. And it's supposed to be hell. But you have to toughen up. And you have to learn how to go through it. And that'll make you a better person, better parent, and a better everything. And anybody listening, if you're in a relationship with anybody, they can only treat you as bad as you allow yourself to be treated. Ain't nobody planning me out like that. That ain't never going to happen. Be a cold day in hell. Never happen. So you have to have some type of confidence in yourself. So that's why I said this whole thing too. In my twin flame truth about twin flame list, there's a African American female in there with glasses, and she gives a lot of good advice about the twin flame journey as well. This is something you have to really learn and realize it's a journey you're going through. It's not going to be easy, but it will. At the end of the day, it will be better. But you have to learn how to stand up and go through it. You can't just keep looking at it from a victim viewpoint, and you can't because that's what you're doing. You're idolizing this dude. Oh, what's he doing? How he feel about this? What you do? That. You're giving that man way too much power, and it's sad. I'm gonna keep it 100. It's sad, and I hate to see that. I really hate when people do that. But that's some guys do that, but a lot of females are good for doing that. That's why that other female. I mean, I had to let her know, like, nah, stop. And she was blessing me big time, but it just got that obsession was just unbelievable. Like, back the fuck up. Like, I can't take it no more. See, like you talk about smothering, but see, I do something about it. I'm not gonna sit here. I'd never do that shit. Like, for real. Just like look at it like your big brother talking to you. That's all I can tell you. Cause I had to do the same thing with my little sister. My little sister ain't no punk. Like she ain't with all that. She duke it out first. Like all that, you got to toughen up. Now your final questions, you ask some good questions. All right. All right. So give me a second. All right. So again, your 13, 14, 15, that's basically the same question. So we're going to ask that as one question. We're going to ask the final question about your twin. You're asking where his mindset is at. Where is your twin's mindset at concerning their relationship? I'll be back with that answer. The sad thing is, though, like even Joseph was a nice little guy. He wanted to serve God. He was into astrology. He really wanted to know what God's will was. But when he tried to share that with his family hated him, and then his own brothers tried to kill him. So that's a welcome to planet Earth. That's just how it really is. I've been there too. So sometimes you just gotta learn how to toughen up, and you'll be fine once you realize that. You gotta learn how to have a life. You gotta learn how to get on with your own life and stop worrying about somebody else's life, because that just don't make no sense. Especially when you make it seem like the person is acting like they don't care about you. Ain't no way I'm gonna sit there care for somebody and caring about me. Okay, now you wanna know where his mindset is regarding the relationship. 2 cards pulled. Joe Fiel says, clear your space. Get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use Feng Shui. Now, if you don't know what Feng Shui is, you can go to like Yahoo search, go to a search engine and type in what is Feng Shui. FENGSHUI. See, you can study stuff. See, the more you study, the more you're gonna emotionally be able to deal with stuff better. You got to start studying. You got to just stop sitting there looking at everything that you feel is negative and talking about it. You got to start changing your thinking. You got to start studying stuff that's going to help you. All right, give me one. I gotta put this file, put this somewhere. All right, where's mindset? Libra. Clear your space. Let's say Jophia. Libra. Clear your space. Second card you asked what his mindset was. And next card. Michael, remember who you are. You are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. See, he's trying to tell you, you got to work on your self-esteem. Remember who you are. All right. Now, in my opinion, all these questions you asked, this is the most important one. This is the most important one. Please advise. I would type me because it's your question, but so I'm just saying her, just to make it clear. Please advise her. Please advise her. Please advise her concerning this situation. All right. And give me 1 second. I see one thing. Now, it's kind of funny how things work out. Because the person I just emailed, she reminds me a lot of this person. Because like, I view all of these as my sisters. All these females that come, they like my sisters. I'm always giving them advice and stuff. She reminds me a lot of this one. This one has just got to learn and stop all that oh, woe is me stuff. You got to get out of that. Make that a goal. I'm making that a New Year's resolution for you. Stop all that woe is me. Everybody's out to get me. I'm sure I've done it in my life too. It's just easier to blame it on everybody else. You got to start taking responsibility. All right. So please advise her concerning this situation. So the Archangel is going to give you advice. I'll be back with their answers. Yeah, what you had to do, you had to change everything around you. Like, you got to do, like, you got to really listen to that Walk in the Spirit video. Follow that advice, because you just got this negative cloud around you. And that's what it is. You got to break that. You got to break the darkness with the light. You got to start focusing more on spiritual stuff, positive spiritual stuff. You might want to work with these archangels, get yourself an angel card deck. I don't know. Anything that's going to focus on light. And you got to focus less on him. Me personally, before I got the card, one card came to answer your question. But before, I wouldn't even focus on that person at all. I would try not to, as much as possible. Let them contact you instead of always. It is kind of like stalking. Because you watching what he do here, what he did, why he post that, blah, 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 blah. So you stalking this dude. Let that dude go his own way. Let him contact you. And try to just get some light into your life, because that's the vibe I'm getting. Is like, you got that darkness in there, and you gotta, the only way you're gonna get rid of that darkness is walking in the light. And that's why I have that I'm Walking in Spirit video that I'm sure you have, that I told you about, so you should have it. And you could also like work with the arc, anything that's light, because you got to get that out of you. And I don't know, and even praying, Cause like I do it. I still pray. I mean, I might say that prayer 2 or 3 times a day. Lord, fill me with your holy presence and remove anything in me that's not like you, or anything that's negative, anything that's anti-God. Remove it. I say that prayer all the time. So stuff like that, because that's the only way you're gonna get that dark. Because you getting hit with darkness, you in a world that's really just spiritually dark, and that's why people get caught out there, because they don't realize it. But once you realize it, hopefully you will do something about it. So the one card that came to give you some advice, leadership, Gabriel. That's the first time Gabriel showed up. The first time Gabriel showed up. And what he's doing, I'm gonna make sure you understand, because this is gonna be the cover of your video. Because Gabriel don't play. When I first met Gabriel, I didn't like him. I knew who he was. I always knew that Gabriel was my the archangel that I reported to. I always knew that. Even if I understood metaphysics, I always knew that. And when I finally met Gabriel, it was on Doreen Virtue's website, angeltherapy.com. And I didn't like him because I was trying to ask him all kind of questions, and all he was telling me was, get to work. And I was like, yo, because I'm a street dude. I was like, yo, how you going to tell me to get to work, but you won't answer my questions and stuff? So I stopped talking to him for a while. I was like, F him. I was like, I don't care. And and then so we had a cold relationship for a while. And so then one time I got sick. I got real sick, and I had a card deck, my angel card deck, my first one. And I got sick, and a card fell out of that deck and fell under the bed. And I was like, well, what's that? And then when I went to look, when I got up, it was Gabriel, and I could tell he was real scared because I was real sick, and he was like warning me, like, you better do something because you're real sick. I said, oh, he do care, because I didn't think he cared, but he not gonna answer no questions. If it don't have nothing to do with what you're supposed to be doing right now, don't ask him. Don't ask him about no past relatives and all that junk, because he's telling you, what are you doing right now? So I'm just letting you know that's why that card came out. If you notice, he ain't come out through your whole reading. He came out at the last thing. Get your mind in the game. Get out of all that foolishness you went to. Sorry, but that's just keeping it 100. And you know, like here's the deal. Now, see, I'm a little bit different because I tell you the truth. If you're going through something in your life that's like a burning fire, you're in a house that's on fire. Now, I could sit here and talk nice to you and hold your hand and make you feel really good. But the bottom line is, if you don't get out that house, you're going to burn to death. That's how bad it is. So that's the advice. And Gabriel, just to show you what he has to say about it, Gabriel represents the moon and represents Cancer. And he is saying, it is time for you. See how he said it's time for you, not your boyfriend, not the mama, dada, nobody else. It's time for you to assume your leadership position and lovingly guide others. And if you notice, he's dropping that horn because he's not judging people. You got to stop judging. You got to move on with you and let the Lord let life deal with everything else. So that's the only advice, the only card that stepped up. And this is my uncle right here. Gabriel is like my uncle, because I didn't even like Gabriel. And then after I got the Gabriel card deck, I just sat there one night talking to Gabriel, asking him a whole bunch of questions, trying to get to know this dude. But this is the big archangel. He's the one that said the Messiah would be born. He's the one that told Daniel about the 70 weeks and about the time of the end. So he's the big guy, and they say that he's the one that talked to Muhammad. So that's what's up. So that's how you gotta focus. And it's my hope and prayer that you do. And again, he's moon to Cancer. And I can guarantee you, if you do it, because everything is easy once you start doing it. It might take a while before you see it, but when you start to do it, pray for God's help. Surround yourself like with these angels, angel cards, or whatever you're gonna do. Try to walk in the spirit. Ask God to take whatever darkness around you is off and take it off of you, deliver you, because you need deliverance, bro. And I ain't saying that to sound funny, but you do. You got to get deliverance from all that you were seeing, and you got to start focusing on all that, because what you don't understand is going to consume you. And it's not just you, because you're responsible for somebody else. So believe me, I had a sister that died because she was consumed the same way she is consumed with all that stuff. That's why I said I've had like emotionally disturbed people around me my whole life. And the only reason why I'm still sitting here, because thank God I was able to tap into that source, that spirit, get the deliverance I need. Otherwise I'd be somewhere in a crazy house and be dead. Because they used to tell me they said you're either gonna be dead in jail, and a crazy house. That's what they used to always tell me. You want either be dead, in jail, or crazy house. Thank God I'm not dead. Maybe I should be in a crazy house, but I'm not. And thank God I ain't in jail yet. Yeah, baby, I'm free. So it's my hope and prayer that you take it like a big brother smacking your ass around like I used to do my little sister. But my little sister now, very successful career, married to a very good man. She took him through hell, but they're still together. 2 beautiful kids. Why? Because she toughened up. And one thing about her that made her more powerful to me and my older sister was my young sister. When she graduated high school, she went away to college down south, and she never came back home. She's never come home in all those years to stay. She may come home to visit, but she's never returned home. So that's a very independent person. That's a person that says, I'm going to make it no matter what. And you got to respect people like that, because other people, it's easier to take the easier way out. So you got to respect her. So hope that helped you. You will be in my prayers. And God bless.